These people don't understand what communism is. They don't. They don't understand what socialism is.
No.
So they're like, the police are an oppressive force. And what do you think you would get if you had communism? Do you think there would be no police? Do you think like
it'd be way worse.
So much worse.
They seem to think like each and every one of these people, these communists, believe that if communism is implemented, they're the party leader.
Yeah.
Like, it won't affect me.
Well, no, I'm going to be the leader.
I'll be the
I'm
boss.
not going to have to work.
Yep.
You have to work the farms now.
Yeah.
It's like, no,
man.
everyone would.
Yeah.
Go out and work the farms.
Seriously.
And I try,
Oh my.
I try warning my dumb friends who are probably going to listen to this and they'd be like, is he talking about me? Because they don't understand what happens after you get your socialist or communist revolution.
Right.
Do you know who they're going to go after first? Let's say these violent lefties, far left, authoritarians. All of a sudden, your mass protests sparks an opportunity for a literal revolution. And now you've got authoritarian communists in control. They're going to purge the leftist, the liberal intellectuals like you on Twitter because you were the one who fomented the revolution in the first place. Get it?
Yep.
Is there
They don't want it to happen again against them.
Exactly. They need to make sure that any revolutionary who would stop their takeover is put down first.
And you need to make an example of them, right?
What do you mean?
Like you need to come down on them heavily, I would think.
So that everyone knows.
So that everyone knows this can't happen again.
Yeah. So I'm not, I've been told this is a big thing that they've done historically. Mm-hmm. Like reading about communist revolutions. And they immediately say, now that we've won, this writer and this intellectual who helped create the atmosphere that generated revolution needs to die. And so I was talking to my friends, and I'm like, let's think about this for 2 seconds. Like, let's entertain this idea. Who are they more concerned about? The conservatives who keep their mouths shut and hide in their homes, or the liberals who are out demanding revolution? The bigger threat are the people who are willing to get up and demand a revolution.
True.
So liberals get the bullet too, they say. And that's when I was reading about the Spanish Civil War and Weimar Germany, or is it Weimar Germany? They both factions target liberals, like John Cleese said in that segment.
If you're moderate,
you're a moderate, they're coming for you.
Everybody hates you.
Yeah, both sides.
But for the left, they need to weed out the competition. They need to make sure that no one challenges them.
Right.
And there's a similar example of this because it's probably true of any takeover. If the communists take over and it's the left, they purge their own faction. But in Egypt, when they had the second revolution and they got rid of Morsi, they went and started just gunning down Muslim Brotherhood. So what happened in Egypt was they had the first revolution where Mubarak got pulled out, and he was the military leader, and then they had an election. The Muslim Brotherhood won because they were the biggest voting bloc, and they just vote for whatever the Muslim Brotherhood said. This resulted in the overwhelming majority of the country rejecting this again, and the protest continued because they mostly wanted a secular government. So then they finally, I was there for this when they finally removed Morsi, and then I'm watching the APCs roll up and people are riding on them and they shut the bridges down. It was nuts. They got their revolution. Then because the Muslim Brotherhood would not stop the protests, the military just went out and started shooting live rounds at anybody who kept protesting.
Wow.
Yeah, so the people who initially fought for the revolution even won their position, then got removed again. So it's not the exact same type of scenario. But if you are the type of person that won't allow the revolution to take place, like you started the revolution, they're going to come for you. They're going to come right for you and be like, you were part of the problem. How many conservatives right now are out protesting? Not that many.
No.
Most of the moderates and the conservatives are in their homes preparing for themselves, take care of themselves.
Definitely.
People don't know their names, but you got a big list of revolutionaries and they're all on the left.
It's true.
Yeah, so when these lunatics take over, yeah, they're going to go for the counter-revolutionaries for sure. So, there are a lot of conservatives who are high profile who would be targeted by them if and when they ever, when they ever did get power. But for the most part, you have a much bigger list, I believe, of lefty intellectual revolutionary types who want power. So it goes back to the point we were making. All of these people seem to think they're going to be dear leader, that they're going to be privileged and in the party when the takeover happens. And you look at what happens in the Chaz. Some random dude takes over, declares himself the new police, and everyone starts going, "Oh no, oh no, what do we do?"
I guess that's the way it is now.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I'll put it this way: let's say you've got 100 soy boy intellectual types who are on Twitter right now tweeting like, this is the revolution. It's time for us to rise up. These people have no capability whatsoever to lead, to be in charge. But there are going to be some physically fit, trained, insurrectionary leftists.
Not good people.
Not good people. They've got weapons. They're zealots. And they're going to be like, who's my biggest threat? These people want my power. They helped start the revolution in the first place. I think we know who needs to go first.
Yeah.
That's why they spray painted on the wall in Berkeley, liberals get the bullet too. They're not going to meet. Look, if they defeat so it's like the assumption is they defeat whatever side they need to win. And then they have to figure out which undesirables go first. It's the ones who have influence and would challenge your power. Not the dude sitting in his house clutching his gun saying, leave me alone. And that's what you can expect if the Chaz expands.
Yeah.
No, I'm half kidding. I don't think, apparently they're trying to do something in Portland. Do you see the video?
What?
They're now trying to create a bunch of Chaz-like states across the country. So like Nashville's going to try and do
Nashville.
it. In Portland, they grabbed a barbed wire fence and like tried to create a barricade. They're like,
I did see that.
Trying to take over. I guess it failed. I don't know. I love how they love border walls now, though. Seems to be like their thing. Yeah.
Sounds like they work. Crazy.
Yeah, man. But it seems all performative. You know.
Yeah.
Like they're playing a game, but they don't realize that the prizes are real. Like, you know, they think.
Yeah.
Or maybe they don't think they're playing a game. Maybe they actually think it's the revolution, and they're just really dumb.
That's so sad. It's pathetic. I feel bad for them.
On the Chaz subreddit, there's a thread now about how everyone's making fun of their garden and like trying to give advice to like fix it. Yeah, something like that.
How about get rid of all of the grass in that entire field, turn that entire field into a garden, because you're going to need that much. That's probably not even going to be enough. It's not even enough.
I have an idea.
Not even enough.
Here's my idea for them. They need to go back in time about 2.5 months, plant everything when it's supposed to be planted in the way that it's supposed to be planted, and then maybe they might have enough food for like half the people.
Well,
there you go.
It's Seattle. Winters in Seattle aren't known for being very, very cold.
Yeah.
I remember I was in Seattle, man, what was this? 14 years ago, 13 years ago, and it snowed.
Really?
And then the whole city shut down and people were panicking.
It's cold there today.
Because the hills. So, man, the hills in Seattle are steep.
That's true.
And when it rains, it's like, sometimes it was like, one time it was raining so hard and slippery, I had trouble actually walking up the hill.
Whoa.
So I lived in Fremont, which is, what is that, like north of Queen Anne, I think? I'm not entirely sure. And you had to walk up
been to Seattle.
This big hill. What is it, the 26th Street Bridge? It's been over a decade.
No idea.
This sounds right.
Yes.
I don't
yes. Maybe I can pull up this map and look at where it was. So yeah, it was right here, I think. Right here. Is this it? Is that 26? Aurora Bridge? I lived like right over here. Okay, maybe I'm wrong about the name of the bridge. It was the Aurora Bridge. So I had to walk up right here, and there's a steep, steep hill.
Okay.
And it'd be raining. When it snowed, everybody was panicking because the cars would just slide down the hill.
Oh my gosh.
So they couldn't handle a little bit of snow.
No.
So what do you think's going to happen if it gets cold? I don't know if it'll get cold or whatever, but
I guess it rained.
If this makes it to winter, I think we're gonna have a lot of. Get your popcorn ready. It's like
my popcorn's been ready.
I've been enjoying
eating
my popcorn
all
so
year
far.
long.
I've already been eating the popcorn.
Seriously.
I'm already eating it.
Oh man!
Don't worry, I know how to make more popcorn.
Now here's what you got to be careful of, right?
Oh, do tell me, Tim.
You see, what the Chaz is basically like. It's like a Venus's flytrap.
Right.
You know, you see this sweetness, and it attracts you to it, and then grabs you, right?
There's a delicious nectar smell in the air.
Yes. What is it? And so what I mean by this is when you watch when you look at the photos and the videos of their desperate, pathetic attempts at whatever it is they're doing, like putting potted plants on top of dirt in the middle of a park, you laugh.
Yes.
And then you let your guard down.
Yeah.
And then the crazy people expand their borders, and that's the trick. That's the adaptation to survive.
Yeah.
Convincing you they're harmless, so you ignore them while they expand, take more territory, and spread out.
Yeah.
That's actually, I mean, to be real, to be honest, that is a real concern I have. That people are going to be laughing at them the whole time. Other people, I think, are overhyping it. Everything like, oh man, look what they're doing. But I do think there's a possibility that this could get worse. If they don't keep it under control, what's to stop them from moving the barriers out and just taking more space?
Well, I guess it's only going till the 20th, so says the governor.
I don't know.
The Department of
Transportation. Know about it the other day. I don't know.
No, you're right. I don't know what exactly that end date means, but I don't know. It is kind of weird that they would have an end date. Why?
It's Friday. Yeah. I think tomorrow and Sunday might be really, really interesting. Yeah. Because the economy is opening back up. I know a lot of people are out of work, but typically weekends always light up for these things.
Okay.
So during Occupy Wall Street, when I first arrived, it was during the week. There was nothing there.
Okay.
Nobody there. I kid you not, it was like 10 people. And so it was me and a bunch of other people standing under a tarp in the rain. And some like ranking cop walks up in a trench, you know, in like a raincoat, and he waves and he laughs and he's like, good luck. And he walks off. There was nobody in the park.
Right.
It was just like the remnants of the first, few days of Occupy. Because I got there on like day 4 or something. But then that weekend, 1,000, 2,000 people, some ridiculous number showed up. You got to understand.
That wouldn't surprise me if that's what's happening like right now.
Exactly.
I mean, you even said it. Like people around the country are probably flocking to Chaz.
Yeah.
To become Chaz citizens.
Yep.
And have their true freedom, I guess.
And what happens when they add another 200 people?
Could be bad.
Well, that farm isn't going to be enough.
No, they're going to have to press their borders.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to need more space.
Yeah.
And so all they got to do is move the barricade up. So interestingly, in one article I read from the Daily Mail, the new map they have actually shows expanded territory.
Oh.
So the original map showed they only had half of the park. The new map shows they've taken the whole park and barricaded around it.
Oh my goodness.
But I don't know if that's true.
I hope not.
But what would stop them? What's going to stop them?
Doesn't seem like the government in Washington cares
or
at
knows
all.
what's going on.
There's a possibility.
Oh, they know what's going on.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he knew what was going on when that reporter asked him, and he was like, "Oh,
Just
what's that now?"
Coy or whatever.
Do you have a good source, a reputable source? He said. It's like, what?
What? How do you not know this?
It's it's deniability.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know anything about it, so I'm good.
That. Yeah.
Yeah, he knew exactly what they were talking about. Come on.
Yeah.
What happens if the first few days, it's been 5 days, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so people they need time to get there. And you've got a small handful of like John Brown Gun Club. But CNN did this report where they said there's a potential for bloodshed if they try to remove them.
Or what about when the next potential warlord comes and goes, Raz, you're not doing a good job.
Then what?
No one elected you. No one's going to elect me. I'm warlord now.
Well, I got a better... Well, but right. But
then what?
No, but what happens when that guy who shows up actually has 5 guys with long guns?
And then people start getting shot. Where do those people go?
Well, what happens right now if somebody walked in... But what would happen right now if somebody walked in there and said, look at me, I'm in charge now. Yeah. And they said no, and then he went, shh, I'm in charge now. And what are they going to do? They're going to be like, okay.
Yes, you are.
Yep.
Yeah, probably.
What are they going to do? Nothing.
That's what I fear.
Yeah.
Is any of these John Brown Gun Club people going to shoot the guy? Nope. I really doubt it.
They might cock their weapons and be like,
I just don't.
No, you're not.
People.
I don't believe it.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
I don't know. I have no idea. But I sense something like that coming soon.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
I mean, they've already drawn weapons on people apparently.
Really?
The Raz crew apparently pulled a gun or something.
I've seen them beat people up already.
Yeah.
This needs to stop.
There's videos surfacing of them fighting amongst themselves now.
Yeah.
It's like it's only a matter of time before someone says, "You're not doing a good enough job, Raz. I'm taking over."
Well, that's already happening.
Exactly.
They're trying to get rid of him, but they're going in the other direction. They're trying to like get rid of him in general, not replace him.
Oh, sure.
But here's what I'm thinking, man.
Until he's gone, and then it gets replaced.
Yeah.
What would happen? What would happen if, you've got people probably traveling there from across the country right now, far left crazies who are armed and want revolution,
and they want to be in charge.
And what happens if they show up and say, "Nah, we're doing this.
Yep.
This is the best chance. Period. Shut up." All the people who are there, what are they going to do? Are they going to leave? Are they going to be like, or are they going to be like, okay?
I think a lot of them will leave. Yeah.
But then if you've created a space where a bunch of people can come in, it's possible that these far lefties do it in the right way. If they come in with weapons, start shooting people, then it's over.
Yep.
Instantly over. Trump's going to send in the military, and people will beg and thank him for it.
True.
But if all of these people start flocking to Chaz, and then all they really do is push the barricade up 10 feet in each direction, no one will do anything. No one will say anything.
At once a day.
Yep. Every day, push it up 10 feet.
Inches, yeah.
And then start taking more and more space.
Yep.
Well, it feels like a lot of the citizens of Washington that don't live in Seattle are like, have at it.
Yeah.
Who cares?
No one cares about
Right.
Seattle.
They've been upset with the way that the government's been handling that state anyway. So it's like, I have a feeling like states are going to start seceding, splitting up. The divided states of America is coming.
Nah,
if that's the case.
I doubt it. I think the sentiment, perhaps.
I mean, they already wanted to, though.
Which
they
one?
were already talking about cutting ties with Seattle.
Oh, the state of Jefferson.
Yeah. They're like, we don't want anything to do with these people.
But these are the conservatives.
Right.
Saying, get out of here.
Silent, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. These are people who...
So the crazy left, people that live there, they're all going to live in harmony until...
You know what annoys me?
A certain warlord
you know what annoys me?
Comes along. What?
They never do anything. You've got the... Basically, 99% of the territory of Washington is conservative.
Right.
Now, the population-wise, they have the big city of Seattle, which is overwhelmingly progressive.
Okay.
Who's happy with any of it? And why can't they just say, we're done? You take your city, we're done. Same thing for New York.
That's what I think is going to happen.
There was somebody sent me a message saying that they advocate for the blue cities becoming their own jurisdictions and separating away from the conservative areas. Otherwise, there will be bloodshed.
Yeah,
that actually makes sense.
Yeah.
But then, how do you govern that?
How does that work? Yeah.
Like these cities would collapse overnight.
Well, first step, get rid of the police. Well, they got that done.
And then they would collapse.
What's next?
Yeah.
All the businesses are leaving. The businesses are already leaving. They actually left already. So now they're going to have no businesses and no police force. What is there going to be? It's not a city anymore.
It's not.
Everyone's leaving.
They're being flattened.
Yeah. Okay. So it just becomes a regular town that's...
Nah, dude.
Not
listen,
even.
You know what's going to happen in Minneapolis? We talked about Detroit, right? Chicago is talking about... I think I have this right here. Chicago mayor considers property tax hikes as residents fear exodus from city.
Yeah, that's going to make people want to stay.
Yeah.
They have no choice. They have no choice.
Why? They don't have a choice? They can't leave if they want to?
The city has no choice. They have to raise the taxes. The infrastructure to run the trains does not go down. The cost of infrastructure.
The more they do that, the more people will leave.
It's a cycle.
Yep.
The more they do that, the more people will leave.
Yep.
And it's going to continue and continue until
like
no
Detroit.
one lives there anymore.
Just like Detroit.
Just like Detroit. Yep.
Because
hey, Chicago, you're doing it wrong.
Yep. But there's nothing they can do. They're in a trap. They have no idea how to escape. It's quicksand.
Yeah.
And they're struggling and they're sinking faster and faster and faster.
It's true.
That's going to happen. So Minneapolis says, we're getting rid of our police. Everyone desperately tries to sell. You know what's crazy, man? Could you imagine if you finally saved up, you turn 30 and you're like, I got like 20 grand saved up for a down payment finally after all these years. And that's probably not a lot of people who have that.
Yeah.
You then buy, you buy in Minneapolis. It's your town, it's your city. And you buy a nice little house. Now the whole city is in chaos.
Yep.
The police department's being abolished, and you're like, can I sell? And then you look at the property value, and it's down 70%.
So you lost basically all your money.
Everything gone, and now you're underwater. You owe more than the house is worth. You can never leave.
Yep.
Dude, these people don't understand. And then the property value tanks, and then the taxes tank with it, and then the city starts making no revenue, and then the water lines fall apart. So they tap into water nearby, which is full of Legionnaire's disease and whatever else diseases.
Yep.
Ugh.
Just like Flint.
And then the majority of people that are lower class increases.
Yep.
The money funnels through to the richest people, which is what they're supposedly
fighting. No, the rich
fighting.
just walk away.
Well, no, they're sitting pretty in their comfortable palaces, wherever that is. It's not in the cities.
Yeah.
Certainly not Minneapolis.
Even the people who own good real estate in the city, like penthouses and stuff, they don't care. So like, our water bill went up another $300. Whatever.
Okay, yeah.
Doesn't mean anything to me.
They don't care. It makes no difference to them.
But considering all the chaos and the violence, as soon as this happened, a lot of these listings are probably like investment properties, or companies, from companies or something.
Yeah.
Maybe rental properties. I'm sure some of them are people who actually live there. I think most of them are probably people fleeing. But this is the thing that people don't realize, like, because I also did there's a story came out that private security is skyrocketing.
Right. Yeah, I've been seeing this.
Because people, because
demand,
of the chaos.
Yeah,
it's
there's demand.
So the people that can afford it are just getting their own private security.
That's how that works.
Yeah. So here, the meme is, they vote to abolish the police.
Yep.
Rich people then hire private security. Then the left starts complaining about how the poor people have no security and demand security for all.
Universal private security.
Universal security. And then they've invented the police.
Yep.
Boom, the police force.
Everyone has a right
works.
to police.
Correct. Yeah.
This is what they don't understand as they burn their city to the ground. They're going to get a rude awakening in the fact that they don't make anything. You know the
That's
problem
a good
is?
point. That's why I'm looking at these the farms and I'm like, man, They have no idea what it takes to live on your own.
If the
completely by yourself,
if the blue areas of this country got cut off from the red areas, they would implode. They would just completely implode. People talk about California. California produces a third of our agriculture or something like that, right?
Do you hear the truckers? The trucker union is going, we're not gonna drive into cities that don't have police.
Why
we're done.
Yeah.
We will not deliver to those cities. It's like, okay, well, that's how those cities get everything. So you're not gonna get anything anymore. Have fun.
Truckers
Have
strike.
At it. Have
Truckers
at it.
strike is the final. That's it.
Yeah, you don't want the truckers working for you. Well, good luck.
Well, look at the trucker who tried in what was it? Where was that? Was that L.A. where he drove on the highway?
I think it was L.A. Yeah.
They grabbed they pulled him out. They beat him up. They took his phone and opened it up and looked through his texts.
Yeah.
And then he said someone said something like, are you going to do this run? And he says, I'm going to have to do it because nobody else will.
Yep.
They took that and tried to make it seem like he was actually saying, I'm going to run them over because no one else will. What he was really saying is that this payload that needs to be delivered, nobody wants to do it because of the protests, but I'll take it.
Yeah. And someone has to give them the food, get the food to these people.
Well, I think it was like some liquid. It was like
the truckers are like the blood of America.
They are the lifeblood.
Literally.
Seriously.
They are, yeah. I got a buddy who's a trucker in Chicago. It's like, man, they do so much work.
Yeah.
Zoom out. Look at the United States and zoom out on Google Maps and look at all of the interstate roads and imagine all of the little trucks like red blood cells carrying oxygen and much needed supplies to the cities.
Exactly it.
Exactly.
Yep.
They don't get it, man. We drove across the country for the Rogan podcast during the pandemic.
Yep.
And truckers were still out doing their thing like totally normal.
Yep. Yeah. Keeping the production line.
Yeah. There's no
food alive.
With no truckers. There's no skateboards. There's no shoes.
Nothing.
And then I'll tell you what, man. I ordered a bunch of shirts. Many of you may notice I'm wearing a different color shirt.
He is, yes.
They noticed him.
I actually ordered a bunch of shirts, right?
All different colors.
And they didn't come.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Like a month went by or longer.
So weird.
And I'm like, this is kind of weird. I wonder if they got looted. And I got an email. Saying, your shipment is delayed. We're so sorry. Then finally, like a month later, the box shows up. I wonder if they got noticed, like it was all looted, and in order to complete the order. I don't know for sure, but what I do know is this. I ordered a skate ramp, and I got an email saying specifically because of Antifa, they were delayed because the warehouse had to be evacuated due to Antifa rioting.
Like, that's all they gave you? They didn't give any details? Man, I would have had so many questions.
I got an email. It basically said, due to Antifa activity, warehouse was evacuated. We were unable to complete the order. We're hoping to get it to you as soon as possible, but it's going to be delayed now a couple weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. And I saw that in the email, I started laughing. I'm like, due to Antifa activities?
Yeah.
I guess I can only imagine the PR department or like the sales department for this company is going like, how do we explain this to people?
Somebody got mad.
What do we say?
Yeah. Wow.
How do we explain to them that their order can't come in?
Yeah.
And what Antifa is? Dude, you know what, man? I don't know. But I see these videos of people with skateboards whacking people.
I see that too.
I don't believe they're skateboarders.
I don't think so either.
I do not believe they're skateboarders.
Nah.
That's a handy weapon.
Maybe a few of them are.
Yeah.
But
posers.
You think so?
I think
Supreme wearers.
I think they ride skateboards.
All supremed out.
Supremed out.
What I mean is, they're probably people who have skateboards. They're definitely not people who know how to do skateboard tricks.
Yeah, that's
maybe a little bit here and there.
They're the ones that are like, you see them get on their board and they like struggle to find their balance and then ride straight, stiff. Like, yeah, I'm a skateboarder, I'm riding.
Or they just cruise around.
I'm riding. No, they don't really even know to do that. They can go straight.
Some of the boards I saw were like really old, destroyed boards.
Yeah.
And that says to me they're not part of the culture and the community.
Yeah. True.
Because I've seen skateboarders get into fights with security guards, but typically skateboarders are like, I don't know, they flee. When conflict arises, they're like, they jump on your board, you get out. Yep. Unless, of course, you're trying to get that trick at that one spot.
Well, you can't start a fight and then want the trick. You got.
But here's the other thing too: is of all of the skateboarders I know who are legit skateboarders, nobody wants to break their board.
Absolutely not.
Who's gonna whack someone with your board? It's like whoa.
Yeah, you'd punch somebody before you use your board,
especially
right?
not a cop.
Yeah,
definitely.
Skateboarders are way too apathetic to do this, right? The most I've seen from skateboarders is during all this Black Lives Matter stuff is like the Barracks.
Okay.
You know the Barracks?
Yeah.
It's like, for those that aren't familiar, it's a big skate website and skate park. They've been posting a ton of stuff. And you know what the most they're doing is they're posting clips from famous black pro skateboarders that are like great clips.
Yeah.
And they're just doing the normal thing you see from the PR, like, we're trying to, prop up some, skaters in the community and keep make you aware of like their skills or whatever. And I'm like, skateboarding to me. I don't care.
They're good skaters. I was like,
I gotta be honest.
Good tricks.
I'm not necessarily a fan because all I care about when I watch is, are they doing good tricks?
Yeah.
And that's all that matters to me. If they started putting up people who are like really bad at skateboarding, I'd be like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, you don't got to play. No, but they're legit good skateboarders.
Yeah, they're good.
And really
they're
cool
good.
clips.
Yeah, I follow them.
So is that it? Yes. You see these skateboarders going around whacking people, and I'm like, nah, you're not a skateboarder. There's one video going viral where they whack a cop.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, no way, dude.
Yeah, in Miami, right?
Is that? Yeah,
I think so,
yeah.
yeah.
And then there's a riot.
No,
bay.
there's a few of the skaters, and it's like they take the board and they just freaking boom on the guy's head.
Oof.
It's like that could kill somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
Are you trying to kill the man?
Probably.
What? Why?
Is that where Riot Bay was? Did you see
I'm not
the
sure.
video going viral?
No, I don't
it's like
know.
a very attractive Miami woman.
Oh,
and she's
yeah,
a riot
yeah,
cop,
yeah.
and people are calling her Riot Bay.
They were using that.
Riot Bay.
She was ready, man. I respect that.
Yeah. Anyway, man, I don't know where we all go with this stuff, but when you see the mortgages start spiking,
Yeah.
so Cassandra Fairbanks, for instance, yeah, she left.
Yep.
She
where
bugged out.
was she at anyway?
DC, I'm pretty sure.
She was in DC.
Yeah, but like I don't think she was anywhere near the protest or whatever. I think she published a video or audio recording of when she called 911 and she's freaking out like they're shooting at my house. Yeah. If you follow, I think her Twitter handle is Cass Rules, Cassandra Fairbanks. She posted the audio recording of the 911 call when she called, and they're like, she's like, they're shooting at my house. What do I do? She bugged out for obvious reasons.
Not surprising.
The funny thing though is I'm seeing a bunch of people like posting on Facebook. How many of you want to move to West Virginia? Like, time to go. I feel bad for West Virginia. You know why? All these city folk moving and bringing their policies and their problems.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of Texans are complaining about.
That's what Coloradans complain about nonstop.
So many Californians are moving to Texas.
Yeah, they're all leaving California.
Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. We do the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. If you want to catch the full show, tune in to this channel, subscribe, hit the like button, or check us out on iTunes and Spotify, and we will soon have this podcast up for free on all podcast platforms. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all in the next episode.